Hello, friends. It's not wrong to care deeply. In fact, the ability to love with intensity and sincerity is a rare strength. The world needs more people who feel deeply, who want to connect meaningfully, and who are not afraid to give their heart. But there's a painful truth that can't be ignored. Caring becomes a problem when you're the only one doing it. There's a quiet kind of heartbreak that comes from being the person who always tries harder, reaches out first, keeps the conversations going, and invests more in keeping the relationship alive than the other person. Over time, imbalance and CHIP ZWAY at your behind the WORDSSENSE of worth. It makes you question yourself, wondering if maybe you're too much or too sensitive. When the real issue is that you're pouring into someone who's barely showing up. When one person carries all the emotional weight, it stops being love and becomes a silent kind of suffering. Relationships, whether romantic or not, are meant to be mutual effort, mutual vulnerability, mutual care. It's not about keeping score, but if you're always giving and barely receiving, that's not balance, that's burnout. You can't build something solid with someone who gives you the bare minimum while you're offering your best. Love is a two-way street, not a one-sided effort to convince someone to choose you. If you're constantly trying to prove your worth through how much you care, you've already started to lose yourself. And this is where many people go wrong. They confuse their capacity to love with a responsibility to carry the whole relationship. They tell themselves, if I just love them enough, maybe they'll show up more. If I keep giving, maybe they'll see how much I care. But that mindset leads you into a cycle of emotional exhaustion. Because love doesn't work like that. Love isn't a campaign. You shouldn't have to convince someone to meet you with the same energy. The right person doesn't need endless reminders of your value. They feel it, and they reflect it back through their actions. Being the one who cares more often feels like being the one who's always waiting for a reply, waiting for a sign that they care too, waiting for them to make a move, take initiative, or finally say something that makes you feel secure. That waiting slowly becomes your new normal, and while you're waiting, you start shrinking emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You dim your needs, suppress your voice, and lower your standards just to keep the connection alive. But what you're really keeping alive is a version of yourself that tolerates emotional crumbs in hopes of receiving a full meal someday. There's courage in caring, yes, but there's also courage in choosing to walk away when you're the only one doing it. It's brave to say, I deserve someone who meets me where I am, not someone I have to pull toward me. You don't need to love less. You need to love wiser. Your heart isn't the problem. But where you place it, how you protect it, and who you give it to, those are choices. And those choices determine whether your caring becomes your power or your prison. You're allowed to want deep love. You're allowed to give with your whole heart, but not at the cost of begging for reciprocity. Not at the cost of abandoning yourself. The love you're looking for won't come from someone who makes you chase it. It'll come from someone who sees the way you care and matches it without hesitation. When you care deeply about someone, it's natural to want to give. Your time, your energy, your attention. But love, no matter how generous, should never be one-sided. There's a quiet kind of pain that grows when you're constantly the one putting in the effort while the other person coasts. You send the messages, you initiate the plans. You think about what they need, how they feel, what would make them happy, and in return, you get silence last-minute replies or vague promises to hang out soon. And you start to wonder, is this just how they are, or am I being taken for granted? The truth is, love that isn't matched starts to feel like work. Not the healthy kind of work that comes with compromise and communication, but the exhausting, uphill kind that feels like you're dragging the whole relationship behind you. You might tell yourself it's okay because they're just not good at expressing themselves, or they've been through a lot. But deep down, there's a part of you that feels this isn't fair. Relationships don't have to be 50/50 all the time, but they should balance out over time. The effort should flow both ways, naturally and willingly. We live in a world where many people are starving for genuine connection, but at the same time terrified of commitment or vulnerability. So what often happens is someone recognizes your warmth, your kindness, your consistency, and they enjoy it. They take it in, but they don't give it back in equal measure. They benefit from your emotional labor without ever really investing in it. And this isn't always intentional. Some people simply aren't ready to love deeply, but they still want to feel adored. The problem is, when you stay in that dynamic, you end up overcompensating for their lack of readiness by working harder to make it work. You think, asterisk, if I show them more love, maybe they'll start trying too. Asterisk, but love doesn't work like that. Effort can't be forced. It's either there or it's not. And if someone sees you going above and beyond for them and still doesn't step up, that's all the information you need. It's not about them being busy. It's not about timing. It's about priority. People make time for what they value. If someone wants to show up, they will. If they don't, no amount of texts, gifts, late-night talks, or emotional support will convince them to care more. You deserve someone who doesn't make you feel like you're too much for wanting to feel chosen. You deserve someone who makes an effort because they want to, not because you begged, reminded, or tripped them into doing it. Effort should be natural in a healthy relationship, not negotiated like a contract. When it becomes a battle just to feel acknowledged, you're not in a relationship, you're in a performance, and you're the only one on stage. And that performance, it's draining. Over time, it makes you doubt yourself. You start shrinking your needs to seem chill or low maintenance. You start being okay with less just to keep them around, but the irony is, the more you accept less, the more they give less. It becomes a cycle where your silence teaches them they don't have to try. That's not love. It's emotional convenience. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave, because you've convinced yourself that if you just hold on a little longer, they'll change. But you are not here to be someone's emotional safety net. You are not here to prove that you're lovable by working overtime to hold everything together. You are here to be loved with asterisk, not in spite of your big heart, your care, your effort. The right person won't let you carry it all. They'll meet you in the middle, not because they have to, but because they want to, and that's the difference. Your effort should be matched. Your presence should be valued. Your love should never feel like a burden. When it's real, it won't feel like you're fighting for attention or affection. It'll feel like peace, like partnership, like home. It's easy to fall into the trap of making excuses for someone you care about. You want to believe the best in them. You want to believe there's a good reason why they don't text back for hours or days, why they cancel plans at the last minute, why they never quite say how they feel. So you tell yourself stories. They're just busy. They've been through a lot. They're not used to this kind of connection. And while compassion is a beautiful thing, it becomes self-destructive when it blinds you to a pattern of emotional laziness. Let's call it what it is. When someone consistently shows you that they're unwilling to put in effort, be present, or meet your emotional needs, it's not because they can't. It's because they're choosing not to. Everyone has a past. Everyone has wounds. But the people who are truly ready for love don't use their past as a shield. They use it as a reason to try harder, to be better, to show up. If someone uses their baggage to justify why they can't be consistent with you, what they're really saying is, I want the benefits of your love without the responsibility of reciprocating it. The dangerous thing about emotional laziness is that it often hides behind charm, chemistry, and just enough effort to keep you hooked. One sweet message here, one deep conversation there, just enough to make you doubt your instincts, just enough to keep you hoping. You start collecting crumbs and convincing yourself it's a feast. You focus on the 10% they give instead of the 90% they withhold. And every time they disappoint you, you rush to defend them in your mind. They're just not good with words. They've had a stressful week. They're not trying to hurt me. But whether or not it's intentional, the result is the same. You feel alone in the relationship. You begin to internalize their lack of effort as a reflection of your own worth. You wonder if you're asking for too much, if maybe you're being dramatic, if maybe you need to be more patient, more chill, more understanding. So you shrink, you wait longer for replies, you stop bringing up your needs, you accept less and less, just to avoid pushing them away. And before you know it, you're in a relationship where you do all the emotional lifting while they simply exist, contributing little but expecting everything. This isn't love. This is you babysitting someone's emotional growth while ignoring your own emotional depletion. And the hardest part, when you finally get tired and pull back, they suddenly show a little more interest. They sense the distance and give you just enough attention to pull you back in. That cycle, withdrawal, guilt, temporary affection, isn't affection. It's control. You're not being loved. You're being managed. It's time to stop romanticizing effortlessness. Real love takes effort, not struggle, not drama, but genuine, consistent intention, the kind where someone thinks, how can I make them feel safe? What do they need right now? How can I show them I care? And they act on it, not just when they feel like it, not just when they're bored, but because they value you. If someone isn't asking themselves those questions, if they're not showing you through actions that they want to be in your life, then the truth is, they don't deserve your presence. You can't teach someone how to care. You can't train them into valuing you. That's not your job. Your job is to notice when you're doing the emotional labor for two and to stop normalizing it. You're not asking for too much when you ask for clarity, consistency, and connection. You're asking the right person to show up like they mean it. And if they can't or won't do that, then it's not your fault. It's your signal to leave. Excuses won't make someone a better partner. And love that only exists in your explanations isn't love. It's hope dressed as heartbreak. Stop explaining away their absence. Start noticing your own presence. Start choosing people who make effort feel natural, not negotiable. Because the right person won't need a list of reasons to love you. They'll just love you, clearly, openly, consistently. There comes a moment in every emotionally one-sided relationship when you realize you're chasing something that should be meeting you halfway. You've been putting in the time, the care, the emotional investment, hoping, maybe even praying, that the other person will finally start matching your energy. But real love, the kind that's safe and mutual and steady, doesn't make you chase. It shows up not just in grand gestures, but in the little things, timely responses, genuine interest, follow through on words, and small acts of consistency. That's what it looks like when someone truly wants to be with you. You don't have to perform for it. You don't have to overthink every move. It feels calm. It feels clear. It feels like exhaling. We often make the mistake of thinking love is supposed to be hard. We're told stories about wild passion, constant uncertainty, and the thrill of trying to win someone over. But the truth is, that's not love, that's anxiety dressed up as romance. If you're always trying to decode their behavior, wondering how they feel, or guessing whether you're important to them, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a situation that's draining you. Real love doesn't live in confusion. It communicates, it reassures, it holds you, even when things aren't perfect. When someone cares about you, really cares, they want you to feel safe with them. They want to remove your doubts, not create more of them. They'll ask how your day was, not out of obligation, but because they genuinely want to know. They'll notice the little things that matter to you. They'll make the effort, even when it's inconvenient. Why? Because you matter to them, because you're not just a placeholder until something better comes along. You're someone they want to build with, not just flirt with when they're bored or lonely. We have to stop glamorizing the person who's hard to get, the one who gives mixed signals, the one who keeps us guessing. That behavior isn't mysterious, it's manipulative. It keeps you in a state of emotional limbo where you're always questioning your worth. And the longer you stay in that dynamic, the more you start to believe that love is supposed to feel like insecurity. That it's normal to feel like you're walking on eggshells. But let's be clear, the right relationship will never make you feel like you have to earn basic care and attention. What you deserve is someone who chooses you, clearly, openly, and without hesitation. Someone who respects your energy and reflects it. Someone who makes effort because they want to, not because you beg them to. Someone who doesn't leave you wondering where you stand. Love isn't about waiting for someone to catch up to you emotionally. It's about finding someone who's already standing there, ready, with open arms and a willing heart. Think about how much energy you've spent trying to feel seen by the wrong person. Think about the emotional somersaults you've done to prove your worth. Now imagine what it would feel like to simply be accepted, to have someone who meets you. That's what you're worthy of. And you won't find it by chasing, convincing, or clinging. You'll find it when you stop settling for potential and start requiring presence. The person who's right for you won't be perfect, but they'll try. They'll make mistakes and still take accountability. They'll show up even when it's hard. Because when someone loves you, effort is natural. It's not effort because of you. It's effort for you. There's a difference, and once you experience that kind of love, you'll wonder why you ever wasted your time on people who made you doubt yourself. You don't need to be less loving, less available, or less emotional. You just need to give that love to someone who doesn't make you feel like you're asking for too much. Love isn't a chase, it's a meeting in the middle, and the moment you stop running toward people who stand still, you make space for the ones who run toward you.